Hello and welcome to part 4 of Diamond Ranch. I'm George Coll. Alright, this one we basically just worked on the sky and a little bit of value color balance on the foreground. Alright, with that being said, I didn't have a clue when I started this thing of what I was going to do for this sky design. I mean, I could have just had a blue sky, but that's kind of boring. And so I came up with a cloud design, and I really liked it. So I got to using some of that Sevres paint that I've recently introduced, and I really like that effect. And of course I used some cobalt up on top, the sky. All right, a lot happened in this painting. I had a lot of fun with it because I could see it was working. And, this painting was just kind of, it worked me hard. So it was a good workout. But I'm glad I did it. I really, really like it. And I think whoever buys this painting is going to really enjoy it. And let's start thinking about what needs to be done. Get outside and paint. Paint with your friends. Get critiques. And don't be intimidated by a white canvas. All right, let's get to painting. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to part 4. It got a little longer than I thought, and I have some time this morning to do number 4. All right, I'm George Coll, and we are doing Diamond Ranch. So Diamond Ranch we hope to bring to a conclusion today, but I want to bring you up to date about what I did off camera. So as you can see, I changed the design on the mountain and brought some of the snow color down into the blue here. And I worked the river trees right here. This is the Laramie River on this side, this dark line. And I got more darks and lights in there. And I got some color inside the ranch buildings. This area here, the meadow, I changed and put lines through it to describe some sort of channels or streams going through here, which you see a lot up in North Park, and played around with the foreground. So that's what I did off camera. Now today I've still got this sky here very undone, and I want to see what I can do about coming up with a design. So I'm kind of at a blank right now, so I really need my creative juices to make this thing work. Oh, let me get my image up. Sorry. Okay, come on. There's my image. Let me work with my computer here so I can keep my image up without being disturbed. Okay, we're good. All right, with that, I've got 27 minutes to come up with something here. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to start with my cloud design first. I think it's still a little sticky up there. And so what I'm going to do is make a cloud mixture. So here is white, cobalt, alizarin, cobalt, cobalt, white. All right. So, in other words, I'm not making white clouds, I'm making the base color for my clouds. And it will be able to be different than what I have here, and it will be able to show up. Okay? So I'm going to choose a wide brush, and this is, where is this? This is a number 6 Rosemary 2025. Let me get a little bit of Gamsol in it, just thin Gamsol, and see what I can do here about coming up with a design. And what I'm just working on is just some big shapes over here to try to fill up the sky here with some sort of design. Kind of making it bulge right here, see the bulge? And then I'm going to have underneath a smaller bulge over here. All right, I'm going to continue working on my design of my cloud, and here we go. And that might be it right there. And this guy here will be over in here. And I want to have something underneath here. Let me have a little bit of something up here. And I think so far we're doing pretty good. Let's work on going lighter with some white, mixing the white into the purple color that I just mixed. It's very thin, and now I'm mixing it a little thicker without any Gamsol, and you can see I can lay it down pretty good here. All right, I'm getting back. It's looking good. And let's concentrate on more white now. Now, when I go in, I'm going into my white pile, but you see the white is picking up some of the undercolor, and it's not like white white. Now we want some white white in this cloud, but I don't want to knock your socks off with it, okay? Right, let's make some cobalt and some light gray, cobalt, a little touch of alizarin, and let's get some dark in this cloud. Boy, that is dark. Let me knock that down a little bit. And basically I am working on a cloud design here. So I'm layering this, and as I go forward, I take a look when I get back to see if it's still working. Saying my Hail Marys that it is going to work. And so far, so good. Okay, I'm going to go back to my lighter mixtures. I'm just blobbing it on. I'm not trying to blend it too much now. I mean, blending is important, but we've got plenty of time to do that later. Let's get just a tad warmth in that cloud. I added just a little bit of yellow ochre, just a little bit. And I'm starting to put that in various places in the cloud. All right, I'm still using this number 6. And let's switch over here pretty soon to getting the blue sky in. And let me work underneath here too. We'll put a cloud underneath here too. And I'll darken that undercloud just a little bit with some of that purple stuff. Okay. Wow. Now, I don't want to completely finish this cloud until I get some of the surrounding color in, sky color, and you can make better judgments when you have some of that surrounding color to determine your final value color and shape of the cloud. So let's get into the big guy here. Probably be using the same brush, so I'm going to be cleaning that up a little bit. So what I want to do is get some Sevres, which I introduced the other day, Sevres Blue Remington 530. It's a good cloud color. I have my Viridian, which I'll use also as I go lower down in here. So let's make a mixture. And we have a pretty blue. I think it might be a little too light, but I shall see here shortly. You see, that's maybe better for under here, but we need it darker as we go up. All right, let's go darker. And I need more white now. And I think now we are in the right neighborhood to make a delivery of punch. There we go. Looks beautiful. Thank God for Sevres. What a nice color. You can see I'm just really getting it on pretty firmly. Thank gosh my canvas is secured. Whew! I like it. Oh yes. Oh, I think it's coming. How am I doing on time? 17 minutes left. That's an eternity in cloud making. This is great. Okay, let's get a lot lighter, and let's get some Viridian in this mixture. And I need some more white. White. Why I didn't put out a ton of it, I do not know. Okay, I'm going to quit mixing with my brush and start doing it with my palette knife, which I should have done in the first place. Okay, so it's a lighter, greener blue. There we go. So if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I make my sky lighter on the horizon, darker as I go up. Because that is what Mother Nature does. All right, getting back to make a judgment on that. Yes, sirree. It's working, thank goodness. I also like to just paint places I like to, that I've been inspired to paint when I'm there. I go, that's a nice composition, or just a nice place, and I would really like to honor it by painting it. Okay, now it's time to say, is my cloud light enough? And when do I start doing a little bit of blending? I think I need darker up here. I'm going to add some cobalt to the mixture. Cobalt. And you can see we're a little darker even up on top. And it might be time to do some blending. Please. Okay. Cleaning this brush. Okay, I'm going to go to a bigger, softer brush and see what I can do about some blending. Now, yesterday was my birthday, and my groupies that I paint with, I love them. Paint once a week together, my professional group. I've got a number 10 flat Master Touch. That sounds like Hobby Lobby to me, but good stuff. So I'm going up into the cobalt mixture and bringing it down into the cerulean, or into the Sevres. Soft brushes are very nice. So getting some Sevres in the brush and then drying it off, because now I'm going down into the Sevres mixture. Sorry, be in front of the camera. All right. Got some cleanup work over here to do. Trying to get a good view of this. I'm right next to the camera, and I think I need a little bit of the light stuff up in here. All right, we are working. All right, a little bit of cobalt, a touch of alizarin, and we're going to start blending inside of here now. And accenting some of the areas of dark. I think that's just enough. Just enough. All right, so I'm cleaning my brush, and now I'm going to start blending and softening some of, but not all of, my cloud. And I'm going to accent a few more whites up in dramatic places. And if you want a good dramatic place, put it next to a dark. And don't overbrush it because then it brings up the undercolor and you lose your lightness. It's working from back here, thank God. I've been so worried this morning that what kind of design am I going to do here? And voila, we've got one. All that, what's this worry for, It works out. All right. Now, when you get your sky in, you might say, okay, now that I've got that in, does that change anything down below in the way of things too light or too dark, or, are the values now working? And what I think is I'm not sure, but I might need another day or two to check it out, but I think my meadow right in this area might be too dark. I don't know. But sometimes if you can't make a judgment, don't change it until you get a good feeling of what needs to be done. Boy, I like that sky. I mean, that came out nicely. Trying to get some of these hard brush strokes out of my sky. Oh, that works. That is so nice. Thank goodness for it. Okay. I think my foreground is good, and I'm starting to wonder if these now are too dark. I mean, I look at the reference, and I know they're dark, but is it working here in my painting? So if I'm going to screw something up, I'm going to try to mess it up over here where it's small instead of the big area above the barns and so forth. So let me see what I can do about some mixture. So I'm getting the sky stuff out of the way. By the way, if you go buy some Sevres, you better have deep pockets. I think this darn thing was $38 at Jerry's. Jeez. But I'll tell you, for skies out in New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, it's just so good. It's good stuff. But you can also get very close to it with other mixtures. But so if you're a lazy man like me, just buy the darn tube. Okay, now let's see what we can do in here. So let's get our mixing palette knife and get busy. Here's my time. 7 minutes. So let's start with an olive. And let's get some ultra blue in there. And now some white. I'm going to add a little bit more olive and a touch more of ultra. I think, looking at my palette, it looks good, but palettes don't count, paintings count. So let's get to the painting. And I'm going to pull out my old trusty number 4, 279 flat by Rosemary. What I like about this brush, it's soft. It's long and soft. Holds a lot of paint. Darn it. It's just the same value I have on there. I'm going to light the value here, right there. And I'm lighting some of the values. Lighting. You can see I'm not getting back like I should be to make a judgment call. So let me get back and do that. Okay. I like it. So now here and apply some of that light stuff to the big guys up here. I'll probably come in tomorrow and say, I shouldn't have lost my darks. I still got darks down here. Now go a little bit on the darker side with these fellows here. Ooh la la, I think that was an improvement. Okay, so I still am not sure down here. I'm going to make a judgment on it tomorrow. But I sure like these bluey, greeny sage colors up in this area. I'm trying to emulate that right now. I don't know if I can with this Sevres, but it does a good job trying to figure that stuff out. It's a great color down here. Go lighter as I go to the left. All right, I better call it quits or I'll screw this thing up by just playing around with it, because you get to a point, oh, I just like to play with it. And you know, that's not always the best thing to do. Be prudent with your messing around. Just because it looks pretty and I can make it look prettier. No, stick with your shapes and values. All right, that is my knowledge base, what limited I have to finish this painting. So with that, this painting has been pulled out of the fire. I'm so pleased with the way it came out. And thank you very much for sticking in there with me. And I hope you enjoy your painting as much as I've had with this painting. All right, thanks very much.